Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Los Angeles Tribune tonight on the Storytelling Alchemist show. I'm very excited about having our guest on tonight because we've actually been connected for a few months now because we were working on a joint project together, but we're now really getting to know each other because we're working together pretty closely on another project with the Mentor Studio. So let me just tell you a little bit about her. She is a best-selling author. She's helped authors become best-selling authors. Just an amazing all-around person, and now she's helping people get their legacy out there. And we're going to talk more about that. I'm sure you're going to be excited. Let's welcome to the show, Natalie McQueen. Hi, Natalie. How are you?
Hi, Jeremy. Good, good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited about having you on the show and chatting about your life's work and how we can help other people and be of service. So I'm excited to talk about that. And I think the biggest thing right now is your business is about helping people leave a legacy. And how does that? I mean, obviously, I think Stephen Covey said one of the big things is people want to do is leave a legacy. But what is it you're talking about? Is this in paper and writing, or how does that work for people?
So it's really all of it. It I've been in book publishing for almost, 7.5 years, and I was helping authors to tell their story, to be authentic, to put their message out there so they can make an impact in the world. And just about 5 years ago, I went on vacation with my family and almost didn't make it back. I had a near death experience in Cuba and came out of it in gratitude to be alive. And I knew it wasn't my time and I had something bigger to do. But it was a couple weeks later when it really hit me that there were so many things that I was unprepared for. Everything from the legal side of legacy. Your will wasn't, did you have a will? Was it updated? Who who is the person that, if you're not around, to take over and get things done? And what about if I hadn't made it? Did my family know what kind of funeral I wanted? Or did I want a funeral? Or what kind of music? Or, just all the details that we don't think about it because, I'm in my 50s and my grandma's 103 in about a month. And so I figure I've got lots of time. But we don't know that. And that's where it really made me think about the words of wisdom, the words of love that wouldn't have been left for my children, for my husband, for my family. And then I got questioning, how could I get this message out to others so if anything ever happened to them, that they would feel prepared and they would feel that they worked towards the legacy that they really wanted to leave. And started thinking about I was in a training where they brought you back to your funeral and what were people saying at your funeral. And that's where I started thinking, so am I living the legacy that I want to live and be remembered for? Am I doing everything that I want to do? And so I started making what I called my legacy list, like a bucket list, but it incorporates everything. And that's when I started thinking about, I don't know if you could see it. Here I am talking to authors about put your story out to the world, because even if you impact one person, that person could take it and it's that ripple effect, could touch many lives. So I wrote my book and it launched February 17th. And I created my company, Gifts of Legacy. And I've created products and a whole system to guide people through easy ways to leave their legacy.
Wow, I love the. It's interesting. I've interviewed hundreds of people with near-death experiences, and And I've interviewed Raymond Moody. I don't know if you're familiar with him, thousands and thousands. And the consistent theme with near-death experience or NDEs is that we get so far. It's different for each person,
Right.
but the experience is different. But really, the mortality comes in, and then they realize, well, what was I doing all this time? I have a good friend who's had 9 near-death experiences because we jokingly say she couldn't get it right the first time, but
Cat.
she goes, "We'll just keep on doing it." Yeah, 9 lives, right?
Right.
So, but the interesting part about it is the same thing: is that she was 48 when she had one of them, and she realized she was working so hard, much like you. And
Mhm.
then that legacy list, like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? To where I'm so focused on all these other things instead of the things that actually make me happy. And
Totally. I call it being on the hamster wheel of life. So many of us, it's like tomorrow I'll pay attention to this. I'll go for lunch with my daughter, next week. I've got to do this or I've got to work or just getting caught up in the 9 to 5 grind. You come home, you cook dinner, you sit on the couch, you watch TV and go to bed and get up and do the same thing day after day. And those are the people that I would love to make an impact and say, hey, if we were to take you out of this world tomorrow, who would you leave messages for? Who would you make maybe a video expressing your feelings? Who would you want to have one more conversation with? Who would you want to share maybe your password to your computer? Or where the bills, which account that's coming out of because it's on automation and you're the only one that has that account information. There's so many small things
yeah,
that we take for granted in life. But if you're the person doing that and you're taken out of that situation, then it leaves your family in a very bad position. And that's why my motto is don't leave a mess, leave a legacy. Put some thought and create the life that you want. And then put that effort into living that life and then leaving it for your family.
yeah, that's the name of the show. I took your quote and made that the name of the show tonight. Don't leave a mess, leave a legacy. Because
Okay,
I thought
great.
it was so strong when you really think about it. And I was thinking along the lines of not necessarily the passwords and stuff like that. I was thinking about, the mess of your life. We're so busy
That too.
moving around. So,
Yeah.
um, what was going on? Just curious. Before the NDE, was it really busy life? Just not. Was it a vastly different, and then that made significant changes in your life?
So my husband would still say I could improve on the amount of hours I work. um, but I think I'm more conscious about. I've made a daily schedule, and that will be a project or a product that will come to market hopefully in the next couple months. But things when we look at different aspects of our life, like our career, our financial, our spiritual, um, relationships, all of the important aspects. And then if you break it down and analyze in each area, what are you doing good in? What could you do better? And then what is the legacy in that area? And so one of the things that I saw was when I got caught up in my work and worked way too long, could I now, even if I have to work, could I stop and send a little group text to my family with a funny joke and just telling them that I'm thinking about them, hope they have a good day, and that I love them? Could I reach out on my lunch and have a conversation with my grandma or my mom and just, take that 10 minutes and chat and just appreciate the people that are in your life? So I think I'm very intentional about the little things like that. I start my days with gratitude. I start my days with thinking about, like meditating and think about who I want in my life, who I want to attract in my life as amazing people like you, that I can work and be around like minded people. And positive people and not, not be that person that it's like, oh, I got to go to work today. I want to celebrate every day, even if I have to work and I'd rather maybe be on the beach. I want to celebrate the people that I work with and what I get to do, the honor that I get to work with authors and help them to become international bestsellers and get their message to the world.
Isn't it so much different? I mean, it's interesting because I've just noticed, one of the things I've noticed, that we've had one or two meetings together, and but anytime I'm in this world and I'm having meetings, whether it be for the show or, for anything I do outside of the jobs that I have in corporate, there's no posturing. There's no hen parties going off the coffee pot. And there's no. I mean, I've helped as a training manager. I've had to deal with executives arguing with me and stuff like that.
Yep.
I'm like, why did you hired me and paid me a lot of money to argue with me?
Right.
I realize that.
I was in corporate for a long time, and my husband would give me a hard time going, wasn't that nice that at that time you got a paycheck every week and you knew exactly the amount of money? And it's true. There is an entrepreneurial roller coaster, but when you have that in your blood and you see the difference that you're making in people's lives and get to meet amazing people around the world, I would not give it up.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's very interesting. So what are some effective ways to save the stories and wisdom? So, I mean, it's they always say that there's at least one book in everybody.
Oh, absolutely. I truly believe that. If you knew me as like a high school student and you saw that I wrote my own book and published it and it became an international bestseller in, I think, 64 categories in 5 countries.
Oh, wow.
You would die. Because I was the one, I loved math and science. That was my key things to pay attention to. And I could care less about writing an essay. That was like, oh. And I have to say, even writing my book, even though the passion was there, it was scary to put my story out there. And then I was laughing. I'm like, I sit there and I don't lecture, but I encourage the authors, put it out there. People will love it, and they will see you as an authentic person that is not perfect, or you're human, and they will really resonate with that. And so it's just funny. It's a different when I was doing it for other authors. I've helped over 350 authors, I believe, become bestsellers or international bestsellers. And when I saw my name, my book, and those numbers hitting in different categories in different countries, like it was just one of these flood of feelings of, wow, if I can do it, I can encourage anyone to be able to sit down, put your thoughts together, think of the pivotal times in your life, good, bad, everything. And then what did you learn from those? And could someone else learn from those experiences that you went through? And that's what I found. Each and every author that I work with, when they tell you their story, guess what? It wasn't all paved perfectly. It was difficult situations that they got through. It was times in their life where they had to pivot and grow. And then as they do that, they grow as a person. And when you share that knowledge and wisdom with other people, you help them. And isn't that the mentor studio? How many of the mentors in there have gone through difficult situations and now know how to get through or do whatever their expertise is, and then we share it with each other. Yeah. So it's making the world a better place.
Absolutely. And it's interesting is I have dyslexia, so I was also the kid that didn't want to do any homework. I loved history, And I love
right?
band. Those are my
Yeah.
subjects.
And
So
PE.
PE. I didn't even like that because I had to get dressed. And so I was the worst student. So for me to be the one that wrote a book, and my biggest hang up was, there's no way I can write a book. I don't. I remember
Absolutely.
I was a D plus in college and in English, and they're like, Jer, my friends were like, that's what editors are for,
Right.
and I just laughed. I still think that's one of the funniest comments to me, and it's true, and it really does set us on a different wavelength when we really think about it. And I just want to point out that Natalie's the reason why I'm an international bestseller too, because I'm part of that Art of Connection, the second book.
Yeah, we got the third one coming up.
Yeah, I got the third one.
So excited. Yeah.
So
Transformation. How many of us in the last couple of years haven't had some transformation in our lives? This
yeah,
book is going to be phenomenal. So if you're interested in dipping your toe in authorship, all you have to do is write a quote, the thought about your quote, and then a thought provoking question. So, yay! It's such a beautiful book. Yeah.
and so, well, what's good about that is I got to pick the day on that book, and so it was my mother's birthday, which was
Oh, perfect.
June 23rd, and I
Yep.
thought that was very special for me. But so when we're looking at, so is it just people writing about their legacy,
No,
or because like a lot of information, like my book is all about my personal journey of finding peace, my
right.
and so now I'm going into my second one, but it's not going to be. It couldn't be different subjects of what you're an expert in. I'm sure, right?
Yeah. So book writing, we can do it any way you want. We did, and I should have grabbed it. We did a legacy book when my grandma turned 100. um, we did a legacy book where she had 8 children. And so the first part of the book, we recorded her words. And then each child, which my dad was one of the children, um, wrote a chapter, and then the grandchildren, and I believe there was a couple great grandchildren. And then her church friends and some of the friends from where she lives did happy birthday well wishes. So we had a section there. And then in the very back, we recorded a Zoom interview, and I put it into a QR code and a link, and we put it in the very back of the book. So we have her words forever. But beyond just writing a book, there's so many easy ways. Like, think about if you're, say you have kids 10 and 12. When they look at their baby books, they probably go, "Oh, I was cute," or "Why did you put me in that outfit?" Or "I have a bowl cut." I have 2 daughters, so I know exactly. But when a mom or a dad looks at that picture, they may have a story behind that, or a memory of, "Oh my gosh, that was the first day we ventured out of the house with you, and it took us a half an hour to pack the diaper bag, and we had everything. And then as we were loading you in the car, you threw up everywhere. And we took you back in the house, cleaned you up, gotten a new outfit, and then we left the diaper bag on the couch." So there could be stories, or, do your children, say they're 6 and 8, do they care about your first date with, mom and dad? They don't care, but they may care when they're 30. I mean, the smartphones are so easy now. You can just set it up on a little tripod, or they have these like ring lights, and you just press record and just tell that story, and just have little clippets of a story at a time, and look at an old photo and hold it up and talk about that photo. Talk about it. What's really fun is I'll post a photo in our family group chat and say it's a Disneyland and we're all sliding down the mountain or something. Each of us has our own memory of that, and we have our own, experience. Like, she was scared, she was, thrilled, whatever. And it's just so fun to bring those memories to light and celebrate life together. So you can, and think about the the people that maybe have been diagnosed with something that is going to shorten their life. I was really thinking about this one because I don't know what that feeling is. And I don't know if turning on a camera and talking to your family, when you don't have a lot of time left, I don't know if that's comfortable or not. But there's so many things that, say, a mom could do is write birthday cards for the next 10 years or 20 years, write handwritten notes, or wrap some Christmas presents for the next couple years and have the spouse, you know, give them out that was a special gift that mom gave. There's so many ways that you can leave your legacy and let your family know. There was a story. This is not one of my clients, but there was a story that a family loved to go to concerts, and I really related to this because that's my family. We love music. We love going to concerts together. And the mom knew she had very little time left, and the I forget what month exactly. If she knew she probably wouldn't be around in November, the concert was at the end of December. And she did not tell anyone, had the concert tickets ordered and delivered to the house. So she had passed, and there was a delivery with the tickets. I think she did it through a friend that got the note. She wrote a note and she said she wanted the family to go and experience the concert and that she would be there with them.
Aww. I was just thinking too, like, if you were a mother or a father that passed away at an early age for your kids, you could do a book of wisdom. Like, this is where I was at when I was 15,
Absolutely.
and this is what my wisdom I can give you for a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old
Yep.
or a 25-year-old. And these are the things that can help you be more, so that their wisdom is still being passed on.
Absolutely. You know what? I think that's the biggest thing that I want to get the message out that, I'll talk to moms and they'll be like, yeah, I don't really have much wisdom, or, I don't know what to, but you have raised these human beings to be amazing people. And the experiences, again, that you've gone through your life has made an impact on them. And if you sit down and really think about it and think about the traditions you've started in your family, like for our family, we're crazy at Christmas. We're like the Griswolds, and we decorate every surface possible. And the day we decorate, the Christmas music is cranked up. We've got the Christmas, hot chocolate on the stove, and usually, some snacks or whatever. And it's an event. And then when we're decorating the tree, we're looking at every ornament and we're laughing that this one was from kindergarten. and, and we just relive this, and we do the same thing year after year after year. But guess what? Every year we look forward to that. So sometimes there's a family recipe, or there's something special like that. And if your children were young and you knew you weren't going to be around, what if you made a video and shared, or what if you hand wrote that recipe and or made a book of your special recipes or your family recipes to pass on? So there's so many ways to leave your legacy.
So my mother should have wrote out and done the book about chicken and dumplings, because I should have done that.
Yes.
But I remember how to make her banana pudding, so I made it for 4th of July.
Okay. So you need to keep that and pass that on.
But it
Yum.
sounds so silly, but these are traditions, like you're saying, that we have, and they remind you of the people that you love that have
Yeah.
moved on.
It brings that joy and that special time together and the memories. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, and there's not. I don't think there's nobody doing this. I've never heard of anybody doing this type
Yeah.
of work.
I don't think they're doing it the way I'm doing it. I have seen some companies, which really excites me. That one of the companies I love and I tell people to use, I'm going to blank on their name right now. Oh, it's Vidday, Viday. I'm not sure if that's, but they have this really easy system that if there's a birthday or some kind of a celebration, that you can create a little link and you send it out by email or text, and everyone can either send pictures or a short video wishing that person, um, if you're celebrating a birthday or whatever. And we did one of those for my grandma's 102nd birthday because we're smack in the middle of COVID and no one could see her. And so we made this video and it was awesome. It was all the grandkids and everyone just saying happy birthday. And, some of the kids were jumping into the pool and they all screamed happy birthday together. And then you put it together with music and you can have a video and then a picture. And it's such a cool thing. It's a keepsake and it brought such joy. My mom was so sweet to record my grandmother watching the video on the computer. And I mean, I was bawling. I was like, but you could see the love and you could see like my grandma was actually talking to the computer, thanking the people on the computer that were wishing her happy birthday, thanking them. And it was just, it was so meaningful for her.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I put, what is the website? How do people get a hold of you?
So the best way right now is if they text the word legacy to 855-476-4845.
I'm going to put them in the comments. So text.
Okay. Text the word legacy to 855-476-4845. And if you do that, you will get a beautiful little flip book, and it's 10 tips to gift your legacy. And then it has an option if you want to make a time with me. I can gift people this amazing account that you can keep documents and pictures. You can create memories. You can share them. You can have them private. And this company guarantees to store it for your lifetime and 100 years.
Oh, wow.
They're incredible. Yeah. When I was looking for ways to store, and you see so many, like, here's something to think about. If you have all your stuff stored in Apple or Google or whatever, guess what? If that's on your credit card and you pass and it's not being paid anymore, they're not saving your photos.
No.
So this company, you have to have a beneficiary on the account. It's a one-time, you can have a free account up to so much storage, but then if you need more storage, you purchase it, so it's yours. So if something happens and there's no payments, there's no monthly payments or anything, it's a one-time, and your things are safe, and the beneficiary on the account has access and can get in if something happens. So hopefully nothing will. I want people to not think the legacy as a sad thing, but creating the life you want to live and then living it and then leaving it for future generations.
I think that was the last question I ask. I always ask, what's one last bit of wisdom you'd like to give the viewers? And I think you just gave it, unless you want to add on to that.
No, my goal is to just have people to stop and think and really assess their life. I have an amazing course that's coming up soon that takes you through that life assessment. So if you're interested in going on that journey with me and creating the legacy and the life that you really want to live, just get hold of me through the text, and I'd love to sit down with you.
That's perfect. Well, thank you so much, Natalie. And everybody, just got some great guests coming up. I've got Jeffrey Mislove coming on. I've got Joseph Selby, Michael Silver, and Donna Campbell.
Ooh.
Raven Digitalis coming on about his Empath Oracle deck. So a lot of amazing people coming on over the next few months. And so everybody, I'm going to be here at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific every Wednesday. Much love and peace, everybody.
Thank you so much, Jeremy.
That was great.